If you are a fan of the original LEGO IP LEGO City Undercover, LEGO Marvel Superheroes, also released in 2013, is arguably the next best LEGO open world. It features the sunny streets of Manhattan and a huge collection of crazy superheroes and supervillains. Here are 11 amazing details in LEGO Marvel Superheroes. Spoilers ahead. Number 1. Spider-Man. If you're playing co-op with an AI partner playing as Spider-Man, he will sometimes do some dizzying moves, instead of just going into an idle animation like most other characters. Look at this. When Spider-Man normally swings through the city, you don't really have to worry about what building to aim your spider web at, because the web will just go up into the air out of view and you can swing freely. Even if you're out near the water, where there are clearly no tall buildings overhead, he can swing around like he owns the place. However, when you are on the helicarrier up in the clouds, the game will suddenly realize there are no tall buildings to swing from. If Spider-Man tries to swing, he will just sort of trip in midair like he hit an invisible wall and fall to the ground like someone without superpowers. Another thing you can do as Spider-Man is change into Peter Parker. He has to do this discreetly, so he will build a web cocoon whenever he changes outfits, as if no one will notice. But anyway, in the mission Tabloid Tidy Up, you will notice that you cannot morph into Peter Parker, probably because Peter Parker and a bunch of other Spider-Man characters are on this level walking around as NPCs. This is also funny because everywhere else the game has no problem letting you duplicate characters. Number 2. Hulk. In LEGO Marvel Superheroes, if you lose track of your AI partner, he or she will eventually just spawn next to you. On rare occasions, you can actually witness the teleport like this mission, where Hulk and Iron Man are getting a ferry boat ride, but Iron Man jumps off the boat. You can then watch Hulk and the captain go for a casual ride all the way across the bay. But you can see Hulk eventually teleport back to the dock, because this is a man committed to the next mission. Remember, this game came out in 2013, the same year the Avengers movie came out. And because LEGO likes to piggyback on famous IPs, there is an achievement called Puny God you can get if you smash Loki while playing as Hulk, so you can recreate the scene from the movie. This can be done in free play once you unlock both characters. It might take a few minutes for Hulk to finally do the correct special move, but meanwhile, notice the NPCs as you beat Loki to a pulp. They are really cheering on the beating. Number 3. Doctor Doom. In the mission Doctor in the House, there is a section where you go to Doctor Doom's castle. The castle is located in dark mountains in the middle of a storm, with constant lightning strikes going on in the background. And yet, throughout the castle, you can see beach chairs with sunshades, as if somebody is ready to have some lemonade and a picnic. You can even see the Doombot NPC enemies relaxing on them before they jump up to fight. Number 4. Gritting teeth. One of the details in this game you may not have noticed are some of the facial expressions. For example, when a character creeps slowly, he will grit his teeth like this one of Peter Parker sneaking away from Jameson. Another one is when a character jumps onto a motorcycle, the facial expression will go from happy to again gritting teeth. This is the universal facial expression for going slow or going fast. Number 5. NPCs. The NPCs in this game are extraordinarily calm. You can fire rockets right in front of them and they won't even flinch. You can smash Thor's hammer in their face and they have no reaction. However, they will go bonkers if a car explodes or if Hulk does the Hulk smash move. So, you know the fear threshold is somewhere in between rocket fire and a big smash. In one side mission, you have to rescue 4 NPCs who are trapped by fire. But look at this lady on the roof. This is the opposite of being trapped. She could just walk away. This fire isn't even surrounding her. Clearly, she just wanted to meet Iceman. Number 6. Galactus. The final boss villain in this game is Galactus, the Devourer of Worlds. Given his desire to eat the Earth, you would think he would be unpopular at the local level. However, if you look in the window of the souvenir shop, you can see they are selling Galactus merchandise. This is like selling bubonic plague t-shirts in 14th century Europe. Number 7. Graphics. There are some impressive graphics in LEGO Marvel Superheroes that you might not expect to come from a game from 2013. For example, the shadows are very well depicted, even when they hit an uneven surface like trees, or how consistent they are to the motion of moving objects like this rotating sign. Then you have this clever CCTV screen in the mission Thrill of the Chess. It is a live feed of your actual gameplay from a different angle. What makes this especially insightful is because you often see video games avoid this simple trick of putting a second fixed perspective camera to simulate a CCTV like this or to simulate a mirror. We know it had been done like the interrogation room in Resident Evil 2 all the way back in 1998. But often you simply see mirrors made dirty or with some generic shine, like this one in the Cabot house in the more recent Fallout 4. In LEGO Marvel Superheroes, you can locate the camera there in the right side of the invisible foreground wall. Number 8. Worst Gold Brick. The worst gold brick mission in the game is this one near the Upper East Side and Yorkville. You have to find several digging spots that require a claw character like Wolverine. What makes this challenge difficult is that the trail of LEGO studs are sometimes decoys, and the game has conditioned the player to follow the stud trail to get to the next point. An NPC even jokes about how the game has you follow stud trails, and in another digging mission, the studs always lead directly to the next digging point. But not this other gold brick mission. The first trail leads directly to the next correct digging spot. The second trail kind of stops abruptly, but the digging area is at least slightly in that area, here in this round patch of grass. Then it gets confusing. The camera shows an aerial view with a stud trail going out into the street. However, this trail is a decoy. What you are supposed to recognize is the several other studs that spawned after the last dig loosely form the shape of an arrow pointing the other direction. It's tricky to make out if you aren't expecting it, and the game has conditioned the player to not expect it. So then you see another stud trail, but this trail is also a decoy. If you follow it, you will be lost. You have to have noticed the Spidey sense animation in the flowers over by the water. After that you get another stud trail that goes in two directions. If you go right, it leads nowhere. You're supposed to go left, where it leads to a dead end, but with no Spidey sense alert like all the other dig spots. Instead, you have to beat up the garbage bin. And there you go. A gold brick that the game had been setting the player up to miss the whole game. Number 9. Christmas. There is evidence that LEGO Marvel Superheroes takes place during Christmas season, although the weather must be unusually warm at this time of year in Manhattan because the NPCs are walking around casual without coats. However, one of the red bricks you can collect in the Deadpool side missions is the Festive Hats Extra. When you activate it, everyone has Santa Claus Christmas hats on, but that's not all. In the mission where you go to Doctor Strange's house, there is a secret room you can enter where there are Christmas decorations and a Christmas tree that is all lit up. So, Merry Christmas, friends! Number 10. Heimdall. There is a side mission where Heimdall says he asked his friend to meet him at the clothing tailor shop where he is standing. However, he appears to be standing in front of a pizzeria. When you locate the friend, you will see that the friend is actually standing in front of a clothing store, which means it looks like Heimdall was the one who was standing in the wrong place. He not only never admits fault, but then at the end he implies that he thinks he is standing in front of a coffee shop. Number 11. Stan Lee. Stan Lee makes his usual cameo appearances in LEGO Marvel Superheroes, where you have to save him from dozens of perilous situations. In one of those situations, he is being held captive by a gorilla on top of the Empire State Building because why not? In order to rescue him, you have to take out the gorilla. And if you do it with a goblin grenade, both the gorilla and Stanley blow up and don't respawn. Yet, you still get credit for rescuing him, including a hearty thank you from Stan himself. You won't be able to play as Stan Lee until you complete all the Stan Lee in peril missions, but there is a moment where one of his abilities is foreshadowed. In the side mission Reptilian Rakos, where you fight Kurt Connors, aka the Lizard, Stan Lee will be trapped in a giant plant. You will notice the Spidey Sense effect nearby, but don't trigger it just yet. In free play, you can free Stan Lee, and if you turn the camera to the left, you can see Stan running away, but he stops for a moment even though you aren't controlling him, cause his character has the Spidey Sense. And those are 11 amazing details in LEGO Marvel Superheroes. Thank you for watching, always pursue the truth.